And welcome to Cruising with Kayfabe. I'm Mongo.
And I'm Jeff.
And it's Saturday night, and we figured another night for a roundup. It's been a crazy week in wrestling. There's lots to talk about from Dynamite, Collision, from WWE, TNA. It's just been a crazy weekend, and we got Forbidden Door tomorrow. So we're not going to go over Forbidden Door because we did our predictions last night. Make sure you go check them out. But we'll talk about some things surrounding up to it. But I figure it's a great night. Welcome back to Smokey. Thanks so much for coming on, and let's chat some wrestling on this wonderful Saturday night.
Sounds great. And then, as always, thanks for having me. Always appreciate it. So,
always, especially when it comes to talking about wrestling and talking about all the crazy things. But I guess first and foremost, I gotta get up there. SAMI fucking ZAYN.
Yep, might as well get it out there.
Winning the WWE title finally. Like, I wanted this to happen 3 years ago in Montreal, but better late than never. He's finally got it. He's finally a Grand Slam champion. Finally won it. It's nice to see people you've watched on Ring of Honor, allegedly, finally get that rub. You know, Kevin's probably going to come back and take that title, but I was happy about it. I want to kind of get your thoughts on Sami Zayn finally winning.
Yeah, I saw that, and, I had to make sure that it was real.
Right.
At first, kind of like everybody else I was hearing, because they mentioned it, and I'm like, wait, hold on, what? Okay, well, awesome, No, I think it's great, and hopefully Kevin is able to come back and have a program with him, because that'll be electric, especially for
soulmates,
and especially for a championship like that. You know what I mean? Because we've saw the other end of that spectrum where Sami was always chasing Kevin. Now Kevin's chasing Sami. One of the first times I think ever really in their career, right?
Right.
Sami's always kind of been.
Kevin, yeah.
He's just been that just step below, winning, tag championship or, a television or an IC, but not the major championship. So
I know we were joking off air because we hadn't really watched. Well, I personally haven't really watched, WWE long form in a while. Catch up with highlights, but this is something that I'm going to definitely go seek out that match because I'm happy for Sami. And
yes,
when moments like this happen, I'm like, all right, I'm willing to watch. And I'm happy because it's someone you've been rooting for a while. So can't knock that. Finally, that's the best part of wrestling. You get behind someone like a Darby, like a Sami, like a Mark Briscoe, maybe that maybe not perennial losers. That's a bad word, but they're always just so close, like you said, and they finally do it. It's like, yeah.
Oh yeah, I'm definitely gonna try to check it out the best way I can without hopefully spending a bunch of money on something to watch it. But yeah, I definitely am interested, and I want to see that because I'm like we talked about. I'm glad they pulled the trigger on that. It needed to happen eventually. I mean, what time better than now, I guess.
And, especially with how stacked this weekend is, I mean, every wrestling company is going to want to get attention on them. The rumors of Apollo Crews going to TNA tomorrow afternoon at Slammiversary up in Boston. I love Apollo Crews, so if they can utilize him and push him, I'd love to see him have some success.
Yeah, more power to him, for sure.
AEW with, Forbidden Door and just another great Dynamite. I mean, there's so much that happened on Dynamite that it feels like a month ago, but it just happened. I mean, you have Ospreay and Elephant, ELP. We finally get a showcase match with ELP.
Right.
Now, I know we kind of touched on it a little bit on the show, but what did you think of the actual match with ELP and Ospreay? I mean, excuse me, ELP and Omega, not Ospreay.
Well, I like just calling him. Well, I like calling the El Phantasmo. I just like it better. Just to go. I thought it always sounded kind of cool, man. But no, I mean, him and Will, how many times they wrestled? I think they said 8 times or something like that in New Japan.
Yeah.
So I mean, I felt like you could see that chemistry, come through, and I was happy to see him on television.
Thanks, man. I appreciate you. You too.
Hey, all right. Yeah, I was just happy to see him on television. I'm hoping maybe we get some more of him. Maybe kind of that New Japan invasion or something, maybe where we get some of their talent coming over here, getting some United States exposure more. But he would be a great one because, like I said, he could work with a lot of different people. His style is somewhat flexible. He has some cool-ass moves, too. So
and glasses. Like, I know he gave them away to a little kid, Bret Hart style.
Yep.
Those glasses are cool, like little LEDs with hearts and stuff. Like,
right.
He's got the charisma, he's got the entrance, he's got the music. Like, he's the total package.
Yeah, and I thought Will let him get in a lot of stuff and definitely sold for him.
Hi, Jeff's mom.
Hey, Mom. How's it going?
I saw her first this time. Usually Jeff says hi to.
Yeah, I was talking. Yeah.
No, you're good. No, I don't really know.
Oh, I know.
I was just proud of myself for recognizing.
Yep.
Also, too, I loved one thing on Dynamite that I don't think we really touched on last night. I loved how they transitioned the show, like almost like they bookended, just like they've been doing on the pay-per-view. So Ospreay takes out Phantasmo, and then immediately, the switching, the changing of the guard. He leaves, Swerve comes in, Garcia comes out for his match. The duality of the matches, both hitting hidden blades. Swerve hit the vertebraker on Danny, which I love that he sold to it. He was just laying down the entire time backstage when they cut that promo.
Yeah.
And he's just laying there. But I love what Ospreay said. He said, "You know what, Swerve? I'm going to pull the trigger. 10 years of friendship for what? For what? You tried to end me with that vertebraker. You're going to try to end me, put me back in the hospital?
Yeah.
This is no longer Swerve's house." He's like, "You're a squatter on my road to Wembley." And I was like, all right, okay, putting some fuel to that fire. This is not personal.
Yeah, he is a Vancouver boy. Yeah.
I was going to say, him and Kyle O'Reilly should mix it up. Just, if they go to Vancouver again, Adam, how about Kyle O'Reilly versus ELP? He gets Vancouver versus Vancouver. Who do you guys cheer for?
I was going to say Matt would have to appreciate that one, too.
I think Matt's still pretty sour on the Vancouver pay-per-views.
Yeah, that's fair.
But I just love how much with Ospreay and Swerve, like, they've done so much in such a little time, and I think that's such a testament to both of them. And I love that it's going to be a great show tomorrow, but I also love that Ospreay is really showing a range of his character. He's not really going full heel, but those tendencies there. Do we see a red wedding? I mean, I know birthday boy Steve has put out there many times that Ospreay is going to take over the Death Riders from Moxley. Could you see that happening?
It's a definite possibility. I definitely want to throw this out there. The little fall spot there. I mean, obviously that was not planned because you seen him biff it and it was like, oh shit.
And then Garcia's corpse and he's just.
Oh yeah, I mean they all played it pretty good. They played it off pretty good. It was funny. But I do want to point out, I think I kind of mentioned that too, was Daniel Garcia didn't get anybody out with him.
No,
he was allowed to have him, and nobody came out with him. So, like I said, is that punishment for him kind of screwing up here recently? He's kind of been the fall guy,
And Ospreay didn't really address it. He kind of just went right to Swerve. You were going after me, like didn't say anything like poor Danny. Took the brunt of your force or anything. So that was interesting, and I think Will saying he's going to pull the trigger is a nice touch because that was always babyface Will's weakness is he wouldn't pull the trigger.
Right.
And then when he did it, because when he did against Bryan, when he went to Dynasty, I mean, if you go all the way back to Dynasty, he hurt Bryan, so he didn't want to use a Tiger Driver anymore.
Right. Yep.
But when he was a heel and him versus Kenny, he dropped Kenny right on his fucking head, so he didn't care.
Correct.
So I could definitely see that. It just led into such a good spot for the rest of the night. And then you have on Dynamite again, you have ZSJ taking on Jack Perry. And shout out to Jack Perry because he kept up with probably one of the best technical wrestlers in the world. And
yes,
I loved the dynamic that Jack Perry's not signed. The rumors are going around there, and then he gets a high-profile match on TV. So Tony's reading those dirt sheets like, yeah, he's not signed. Watch this. I'll put him out there against one of the best in the world.
Right. Well, and I'm the same as you. I thought it was really good to see Jack Perry be able to adapt and have that different approach because you could see it right from the start that he wasn't going to try to make the mistakes maybe of leaving himself open by trying a too high flying of a move or, something along those. You could tell he slowed his pace and he was trying to do some counters. And I thought it definitely was able to give him a different, show a different little side of him. And he definitely made Zack Sabre work for it. So I think they both got their job accomplished on television that night. So,
and I'm almost curious where his direction goes, because he doesn't have a match for Forbidden Door. I was wondering if they were going to add any, but they didn't.
Right
after tonight. So I'm almost curious. Tony loves to play up those rumors, but in all honesty, I think you and I both know if Jack Perry wasn't looking to re-sign, if it wasn't just more hammering out details, I don't think he'd be on TV.
Not in that kind of capacity, no.
Last time I can think of someone working without a contract was Moxley, and I love Jack Perry, but he's not the same level as Moxley commitment.
No.
But I'm curious where they go from here, because I mean, obviously, like when Luchasaurus comes back, you need the Jurassic Express back, because
Right.
you know that's going to be something.
But they still keep hitting that Bucks and a little bit of Kenny Hangman-ish type stuff too. That elite. They keep, you know what I mean? Bucks still, they keep coming out together or they wrestle together. And so that hint's always there as well.
There's something there. It hasn't passed the smell test for me yet, but
Yes.
there's something there, and I wouldn't be surprised by year's end if Jack Perry, has a big program with Kenny Omega or something like that, like some sort of solo program. I feel like they're testing.
That's fair. Yeah, that's fair. It wouldn't surprise me at all.
And then Dynamite would close out with probably one of my favorite things. I ended the show brawl. Part of me thinks that Tony Khan heard the interview with Paul Heyman where he said, well, of course AEW is very ECW, and Tony Khan was in the crowd, and he loves ECW, and he loves wrestling history. And how does Dynamite go off there with baby faces in the heels of the cage match, just brawling out, taking turns, exchanging finishes, and, Briscoe standing tall, but the chaos with Andrade and MJF. I loved it. It was a clusterfuck, but it was such a fun way to end Dynamite. I think probably one of the better good go-home shows they've had in a long time. And really kind of swung the momentum back to Forbidden Door.
Well, and I really obviously I'm going to point these two other things out that I thought for Dynamite were good, but obviously Harley Cameron winning.
Oh my God,
that was
I didn't forget Harley. I'm so sorry.
Huge. Well, we kind of talked about it Friday, obviously, but a little. But huge surprise win there. I was definitely hoping she'd win, but I didn't think she was going to go over. I thought it was more Marina's time, just because I'm the same as Emily, because I know we always keep talking about that, and it's like, man, Marina's got to get something. She's that, like we talk about, she's that unofficial leader, of the group in essence. Like you said, she's always kind of watching and around, and then she calls in the troops if she wants to or not, and that type stuff. So that'd be my first one here. And then my second one was Ricochet, Takeshita versus Ricochet for the International. And I just wanted to point that out like I did last night for Ricochet. I'm glad to see him getting back in meaningful matches, getting a chance to bring back his moveset that got him noticed and brought him attention in the first place. And it seems like he's had some really, really good matches of late. So, also, I'm just going to point that out. You put Takeshita with anybody, really, and it's going to be fine. So.
I can't believe, I'm glad you had those. I can't believe I forgot two important details, but.
Oh, you're good.
Well, that makes sense with the brawl, but I just didn't talk about the match before the brawl, so thank you for that.
Oh, no problem. And hold on, I got to throw out my other one, I guess, too, is Queen Aminata beating Red Velvet. I thought Red Velvet, so
she's awesome.
The pacing in the start of the match was very fucking high. There's a couple hiccups, but nothing that wasn't salvageable, and that they were able to make work to deliver what I thought was a pretty solid match in a lot of ways. I'm not going to say the whole thing. There were some things, but man, that start of the match was fire, and there was definitely some good back and forth and some good false finishes in that match. And like I said, Red Velvet, especially in the beginning of that match, she looked really fast and really athletic. So I just wanted to kind of point that out.
No, I'm glad you pointed to that. Really good point, because she's someone that really has taken that Ring of Honor TV title and run with it in Ring of Honor. Mm-hmm. Has grown tremendously. Her match versus Mercedes last year was phenomenal.
Yep.
I'd be remiss. I've said too. I agree. I was glad Queen won, only because Red does have the title. So if they didn't have a title, I would have been happy either way. But I'm glad Queen, because I'm like, Queen, I feel like it needs a title. So that can be a good segue kind of in that TBS championship picture. We can kind of talk about who do you think, especially, they had a vignette tonight. Willow's returning already. They have her working out, kind of being the comeback queen. So does that lead to Harley? I know we touched on it a little bit yesterday with our predictions, but does that lead you more to a Harley win now? Or do you see someone like a Queen taking in, maybe setting up a program with Willow?
I would say those would be two of the top people that you would already have a built-in storyline to work off of. So, I think it would make sense, and it would definitely be a great thing for Harley, and even if she was just a kind of that placemat, I don't like to, necessarily try to degrade it like that, but if she had it for 6 weeks to, something, that'd be fine. You know what I mean? I wouldn't be upset with that because, she's busted her ass and done a lot more good than bad. She's been in television a lot. She's been in some top programs, some top storylines. So I'd love to see her get a singles championship and see maybe that Willow storyline where Willow's coming in as the chaser, because I think that would be pretty crazy to see Willow come back and turn heel.
I think it would be very much needed for Willow's character. I think it would be such
just a different direction in her career. Yeah. I think would be awesome to see.
And I think it would be such a. Let us know what you guys think in the chat too. Feel free to chime in. This is obviously what we like to do. With our community here, having you guys chime in your thoughts too. I'll throw them up. I'll pin them up there.
Oh yeah.
Would you guys like to see a heel Willow like Jeff's presenting? Because I think that would be such an interesting wrinkle, because we've seen her as the mega babyface, but we haven't seen her as the dastardly heel yet.
Yes, and we all know she'd have to fight smiling at times, so. Because who was it back in the day, like Alexa Bliss or somebody that had to really fight it, and they didn't think she was going to be any good, and then look at what she did. I thought that, yeah. You know what I mean? I can't stop smiling. Well, you're not going to make it, kid. All right, well, multi-world champion and all this and that, so I think she did all right.
You could almost do like that classic Gargano Ciampa where it's like she's happy for Harley. Maybe she helps. Maybe she trains Harley. I could see now they have like training vignettes together and segments. Mm-hmm. Harley defends it against a couple people. Willow's like her cheerleader, and Willow like not really saying she's going to get a shot, but maybe hinting at it, and Harley just gaining that confidence until Willow snaps and just attacks her. Maybe that's your all-in match. Maybe it's Willow Harley at All In for the title after Willow snaps and says, or maybe it's All Out. Willow has a history with All Out. Her and Statlander had that fantastic hardcore match 2 years ago.
Right.
Tony is very high on Willow in a good way, so I could see that. I could see her turning heel, or I could even see it being, hey, give me a match, bestie, and maybe even Harley saying, nah.
I mean, there's a good dynamic there that they can work with.
And yeah, I agree with you. As long as they don't make Harley transitional, like make her a paper champion for a week, because that's always my big fear too. And Harley's so deserving. Heel Willow would be fun, however, the timing is not quite there yet.
Yeah, that's
very fair.
Yeah.
Also, make sure you guys check out Richie Morris on all socials. He's a great content creator. He's over on TikTok and he's on YouTube as well. Thanks for checking in tonight, Richie.
Hey.
Maybe they even plant the seeds for Willow.
Nothing has to be done quickly, in my opinion. You know what I mean? But we're at a time right now where mid of the year where storylines can be built and taken in so many different directions right now. So that's always a good thing.
No,
it can keep us guessing a little bit, so that way we don't get too predictable.
And so far, it's been such an unpredictable summer. I love it. You had Darby winning the title in a shock moment. Now we have Sami Zayn winning the title in a shock moment. Harley could be the next one that wins the title in a oh my god moment. And it's just feel good moments in wrestling get you invested. And I think no problem, Richie. Thanks for always following and supporting too. Feel good moments in wrestling are so what drives you. We all, when we talk wrestling, you and I, or Emily and Rachel, or all four of us, we have our gripes, we have our things that we don't always like, but
right.
When you get these stories like that, potential Harley winning it, getting that, like, hey, here's your hard work, here's your workhorse title, go have some good matches with it, you've earned it.
Yeah.
Maybe she even rides it to Grand Slam Australia if they give her a title, and she doesn't drop it to Australia. They kind of let her go home with the title. We don't know when they're going back to Australia.
Yeah, that's fair, and that would be a great moment, obviously. Well, and for us, we've always talked about too, though, is just that kind of, not to always bring the cruise, even though this is cruising with kayfabe, but meeting these people, and kind of getting that more personal side of them, and also like seeing their stories or how much they, had to work their asses off and do different things and whatever to get to where they're at, So for me, it just makes me appreciate people regardless a lot more. Makes me appreciate their work and their hard work, the effort and hard work they put in. So when
you can not only humanize them, but you realize that they're good people. Oh no, I feel like I root for people extra hard. I feel like then there's speaking of Emily and the wife, there's Emily. Harley would be such a good feel.
Yeah, exactly.
And I think that's the best part of wrestling right now is, we're getting the moments. Again, Obafemi winning King of the Ring. That's an awesome one.
Yeah,
I was
it's a
so
big one.
excited to see Oba win. Io Sky
Well,
winning Queen of the Ring.
yeah, well, and then my world when she won against Athena, and oh my god, the oh my god picture or video or whatever, like you can't beat those types of moments because yes, the outcome is determined, but still raw emotion, of when it sinks in. Hey, I did actually win. It went 1, 2, 3 my way. Whoa. What the fuck? Like, you can just see that, oh my God, they kind of had that moment. Hey, the hard work kind of is paying off finally, in my career. So that's great to see.
And I love it because then they immediately will pan to the crowd when those moments and you see the people that are genuinely shocked.
Yeah. Oh yeah. The shock faces are always fucking awesome.
Emily hits the nail on the head. It feels like you're watching your friends when you watch AEW.
Sometimes.
Big personality and charisma. And they're
Sometimes.
so likable. Like, that's why I think I cheer for the Outrunners, just like you. I mean, Jeff made me an Outrunner fan. Like you, I didn't know the Outrunners. We've said it many times. You made me your passion. I was like, I'm gonna watch them. Jeff really likes them.
I just thought they were cool because I love that. I love that throwback. Reminded me of some of the wrestler when I was a kid with WWE when it was WWF and it was more of the characters for that era because that would have been early mid 80s late 80s that time frame. So
as long as we don't get a Rockers type of tail end, I'm happy. I just don't ever want them to break up. There's a lot of tag teams that eventually break up. The Outrunners can't be one of them. I got to keep them together. I think they work too well.
Yeah. And
now with Dalton Castle with the trios titles, I love it. Mm-hmm. I love that Turbo doesn't take his belt off because he's afraid he's going to lose it. That's been kind of a fun little wrinkle to the story. Speaking of belts too, Persephone, she had a good showing tonight on Collision against Billy Starks. I really enjoyed that match. I'm glad to see more Billy Starks on Collision. Mm-hmm. And then again, it kind of led to the TBS shenanigans. Because after the match, you would have Sheeta come out to attack Persephone, followed by Statlander, followed by Harley, followed by Queen, kind of getting that set up for this coming Wednesday for the TBS title. So I thought that was a good transition. But, what are your thoughts on Persephone kind of, maybe not winning the TBS title, but where do you see kind of her direction for this year going?
Well, some of my notes I had just before I even got to watch tonight or anything else was I was just happy to see this match scheduled because I was just glad to see, Persephone. This has been some continued exposure for her on AEW. She had some, here and there. They were kind of throwing her in there at different times, getting a little bit of notoriety. Well, then she was kind of gone for a little bit. Well, now, she's been back in this picture again with this tournament and different things like that. So, like I said, I was just glad to see both women getting television time. I didn't see a title change, obviously, coming. But I did think it was a good showcase for both women. Billy back on, getting kind of in this mix, especially because now Athena's lost. Athena was on the show with Monet. I mean, there's some different things that could be transpiring, Never know how she's going to lose that championship. I still think Athena's coming up. I still think that's coming.
I know we're at 1295 today when I checked.
Okay.
So we're getting closer to that 1300.
All right, good. But, Persephone, I think she's going to end up being that dual contract, and she's going to end up doing some stuff for her.
Well, she's got the dual contract, so hopefully she...
Well, you know what I mean, where
sorry.
It's her time to come to us, maybe, for a while.
She's more on AEW side. Got you dropping this. Okay.
Because right now she's one of their title holders is why I say it that way, is because
I got you.
She still needs to be there to represent the championship she holds. So when she drops that, then I would like her to come back and, not that young boy thing, like Ring of Honor used to have and New Japan has and stuff. But in essence, coming to us for a little while, loan her out to us, I guess.
No, that'd be good, especially with Tony. The more we can revolve in, some of the women on the roster in those spaces.
Build. Like I said, I'll keep saying it on all the different shows, but let's keep building that roster. Trying to make stars.
And, I think to segue to that point, Richie made a good point. We mentioned last night as well that it's awesome that both Maya and Mercedes were alternates. It shows the depth. And, Jeff, you're a sports fan. I'm a sports fan. you got to build the bench. You got to build to have that next man, next woman up mentality. And
Yep.
I think that's what makes AEW have these generational pay-per-views, and why for 7 years there's maybe been one or two pay-per-views you can say it wasn't up to standards, but it was good. The reason why I think they've been on such a run is because that roster has bought in. I think everyone is that, okay, my world, you're in this tournament, go out there, and she killed it, and she's earning all this adulation because she's a great worker. And then tonight, she gets to stand tall. So even like we said last night, even if she loses, my world's been made in a sense. And I think it's a great testament to stepping up and making use of your time and going out there and being your best.
But like you said, it also. Well, and also, like, no, you're good. But like you said, though, with all of that, I mean, I think they're in it for each other because, like you said, I think they've all bought in. Hey, if I don't do my best to help her look her best, then what am I doing? And I think a lot of them have that mentality. I think a ton of people shit on Mercedes Moné about a lot of different shit. But here's the thing, like I said earlier with Takeshita, put any fucking girl you want, female, lady, whatever, put any of them you want with Mercedes Moné, and I bet they got a pretty decent match that's watchable. Because she's not going to be a part of it if it's not. Like, people can say whatever, but she can fucking wrestle. You know what I mean? She knows what she's doing. She knows how to work the crowd. I mean, she wears the gear. Like, she looks like a fucking pro, Yeah,
I still remember being at Mania 33 coming out with, the car and Snoop Dogg and the aura she had. I mean, everyone still talks about her and Bayley at TakeOver being one of the best women's matches in the modern era.
Yeah.
And besides, injured Britt Baker at All In, because I don't want to put anything negative on Britt, I really think Britt was injured at All In when they faced, and I think there was more than we know. And besides that match, I can't think of a Mercedes match where I'm like, that was okay. I mean, just this past week with Hazuki, probably one of the best matches I've seen.
Right.
And, like, deservedly so, because she's fantastic. I agree. I think people got oversaturated with her. They saw too much for her because that's what the booking was. But I think even this tournament is showing that, she hasn't had a bad match this tournament, and I think tomorrow is going to be just another fantastic match. And I'm excited because I think even if Mercedes wins the title All In, it's going to be, like we said earlier, it's going to be one of those feel-good moments because she's been there 2+ years, and this will be the first time she's held it. It's not like she's holding a hostage.
Right. Yep, that's correct.
And also we'll keep women theme here. I like because the best build for Forbidden Door, even Thekla acknowledged it tonight in Collision, has been Thekla and her war on Stardom. And I like that she came out and she basically said, "Oh, you want to build a Forbidden Door? I'll burn that bitch down." And she said, "Tara, Okada, Stardom, New Japan, CML, and even AEW, you built the Forbidden Door. You're gonna watch it burn." And just what a way to introduce Sky Blue, saying, we are a unit. We are three. Maka, I'm taking you on because send your best, Stardom. I'll take her on too. So she's helping the cause. So, like we alluded to last night, this war doesn't seem like it's going to end tomorrow. It seems like Thekla wants to get revenge on Japan. And if I were Tara Okada, I'd be scared.
Well, like I said, I've been happy with this, and I hope, I'm glad to see that because, they said, hey, we're a group, but we're also individuals that have our own, aspirations, goals, and things we're fighting for. So, like you said, send over whoever you want. We'll fucking beat them. In essence, you know what I mean? Keep them coming. We'll beat them all. What did she say? Something. You'll see how. What did she say?
You'll see
how badass I can be, or something, or how violent I can be, or something. I can't remember the exact wording, but it was something along those lines, and I'm like, fuck yeah, get him, Sky.
And I thought it was interesting that she mentioned CMLL, because Grand Slam is in August where they go to Mexico, because I looked it up because I was curious when Grand Slam was for Mexico. So,
was it Julia or was it Sky that mentioned it? Was it Julia or Sky who mentioned CMLL?
Thekla.
Oh, Thekla, okay. I couldn't remember who it was.
No, it's okay, yeah, when she was basically saying that, like, New Japan, CML, she was naming off every company, like, hey, you built this Forbidden Door, I'm going to burn it down, but she mentioned CML, and she kind of paused. Makes me think that she's going to call out someone from there. Like, maybe she's going to take this tour. Maybe instead of being the belt collector, she's going to go burn everything down around the world.
Hey, that'd be pretty cool. I mean, she's got
Sky and Julia with her.
Well, yeah. I mean, that'd be. Well, they could also go to Mexico and do trios. Japan and do trio. I mean, they can do a lot of different stuff. So
right now she has that great T-shirt banned in Japan.
Yeah.
I'm sure Logan Paul's mad he didn't get that idea first, but still, they have that great shirt out there. And I just think it was a funny segue because pretty much after that segment, Gabe Kidd had a video message for Collision where he's like, I'm stuck here in Japan, but I'll be waiting for you to come back, Umino. So he's kind of put the threat out there to him that his time in the Death Riders is done, and he said that Forbidden Door is not just one day, it's every day. So he sounds like he's kind of, I'm Team AEW now. Screw everyone else.
Well, he had the shirt on as well, correct?
Yep.
If I remember from that.
And he even talked about how when he was New Japan, he was Team New Japan, but AEW is where the best route. So he's kind of flipped his allegiance, and I like that. So it's like, it doesn't feel like they're ending these storylines tomorrow. It seems like they're still setting something up, and I kind of like that, using the visa issue, because he mentioned, he goes, the government won't let me in. It's like, okay. Like, I like where they're going, where is this a swerve? Like we mentioned last night, he's coming back, and they had that so you don't expect him.
Yeah, because that's where I'm at. I'm not quite sure, because I knew he was banged up a little bit too, but it wasn't anything like surgery oriented. But and then like I said, well, now I'm hearing visa issues. So what is it actually?
Right.
Because if that's the case, like we said, I'm hoping Jay White. I'm gonna keep throwing that one out there because I'm ready to see him back. I need some Bang Bang Gang out there.
No, we need it all.
I need some.
Oh, I need that not bloodline, excuse me. I need that Bullet Club Civil War. I don't care if it's just a triple threat trios match, and it's just eliminate. I don't care. Just give me some sort of three of the leaders in the Bullet Club. Like, there's so much you can do with it.
You could even throw Kenny and the Bucks and different. Have even hey, we were a generation of this too. Why don't we show you who's the most badass? We're Bullet Club, but we're also fucking elite.
I really wish Tony Khan, because I know Bullet Club's officially ended in New Japan because they're now the Unbound. I wish Tony
buy that
New
shit.
Japan, just buy the logo, buy the rights,
so
they can call him proper name again. That merch would sell so much if they start doing new Bullet Club shirts again. OG Bullet Club, and maybe include the lineage you have. Oh, print money with those shirts again.
Loved. Hey, Steve.
Happy birthday, Steve. Sorry, no, I forgot. I thought I put a post up, but apparently I scheduled it for tomorrow because I'm dumb and didn't.
Oh, okay. I was wondering.
So
yeah, happy early birthday. Both of you again.
So, yeah, that was my fault. I got to get better on scheduling that post. So maybe I just won't even schedule it.
Well, hey, we're gonna throw it out right now that we're probably gonna do this 10 Central. All right, 10 Central time. We're going to do it Saturdays at 10 Central, 11 Eastern, and I'll be on here as long as I don't have a tournament or something else. So there you go. So just be looking for it regardless of when he actually puts the schedule time on there.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Steve, appreciate you, Jeff. That's why I always joke that, the crews, I got to meet a brother from another. Jeff is a brother. That's why he on this. Help me out, because solo I would have messed this up completely. Clearly, based on my scheduling.
Nah, you got this shit.
So another cool thing I really liked about Collision, I know we talked a little bit about it, but Jericho putting JD in the walls of Jericho and having Tony Schiavone say, Jericho's better than you, Ciampa, and Tony just being giddy about it. Jericho kind of has unlocked that, fine, I'll be serious. So their match at Beach Break, I think it's going to be better than expected. I'm kind of happy they changed the tone of this feud a little bit.
Yes, and I'm also happy to have a fucking JD Drake sighting on AEW television, because I think most of anything he's had has been Ring of Honor, I think, predominantly, correct?
Yeah, I haven't seen him.
Not much.
I think we saw the Workhorseman for a little bit, and then he disappeared to Ring of Honor for the rest.
Yeah, so I'm actually really happy about that, because it's been a minute, and it's cool to see him, and especially because we can call back to him being a Cruise alumni, and getting to wrestle the guy who brought him on, because he was on, Cruise 2?
Yes.
I think.
Yes, Tony had a sweet outfit on, Steve. Yeah.
Tony always has some fresh shit.
I think
2 or 3.
Yeah, I think 3 because
Will was on there.
Comedy
Yeah, so he was on 3. But yeah, he was good time and he was cool dude. He got a couple chops in on some people, I remember.
Also, shout out to Cesar Bononi, who does a lot of personal training now. I attended a virtual seminar with him. I was looking to it. Unfortunately, it's out of my price range. But if people are athletes or they're really serious, he is someone I would talk to. I mean, that man was so intelligent. So it was really cool to get to talk to him on a little Zoom call, hear him talk about food, how he works his body, how he uses wrestling knowledge to help people. So I like that people are following in DDP's footsteps when they're done wrestling, giving back to their body, their mind. So,
well, especially when you have the education. No, and I agree, especially when you have that education in it and using what you learned while you were in the business, where you're training your body for your profession. You know what I mean? That's a totally different ballgame than just going, I'm going to stay in shape or I'm going to run or do something like that. That's a totally different thing than, hey, one of your jobs is to try to look good. And put your body in shape to take bumps and do these types of things and be able to do it, all the time. That's a totally different thing.
I just thought it was cool because that was my favorite stupid little subgroup, the Workhorsemen with, JD Drake and not the Workhorsemen. What did they call themselves? The Pinkies.
Well, but they were the Workhorsemen. For a while, they were the Workhorsemen.
I'm trying to think. What did they call them? What did they call the group? And they had the towels. I can't think of, but
I can't.
They had that whole group, and they were just being ladies' men, but clearly not ladies' men.
Right.
It was. I love seeing the acting chops, and JD Drake is another one that I think he has a good career ahead of him as a producer or coach later on. He has such a wrestling mind. Also, sweet bowler. If you ever listen to any of his podcasts, he loves bowling, where he's out in North Carolina, he's out in the boonies in the western part of the state. I'm sure bowling was the big thing out there for him growing up.
That's probably fair.
And then, great transition for North Carolina. DPW kind of run back. Adam Priest and Jake Doyle, with Jake Doyle kind of dominating Adam Priest and looking good. I like that they're building Jake Doyle. I like that we're building him up as another threat. Yeah, he's in the Don Callis family, but he's got a big opportunity ahead of himself this weekend. And I think it's a really cool spot. A year ago he was on a pre-show match with Zilla Fat 2 and Enzo, and now he's going to be headlining an AEW pay-per-view inside a cage, which I just think it's really cool to see someone you've watched on the indies.
Yeah.
And you kind of watch come up through the systems. He's an NWA guy too, so
yeah, and he's done TNA stuff too for a while. He was in TNA or Impact, whatever one it was at the time. But so he's been with some more major companies, but still, kind of indie in that way. I'll say this as well on that match. Adam Priest been on television a fucking lot lately.
He's earned some trust.
That's where I'm at with him because I know seeing him in a couple of these storylines where it's what the fuck are you doing? And it's well, hey, that's a pretty decent match actually, and he wasn't supposed to go over really or do anything else. And it's man, he's selling his ass off. He's getting some of his shit in. He's making the person he's wrestled against look good. So, I just think it's been really good to see him on there. And I knew he was going to get squashed tonight, but still, I thought it was good. It made Doyle look great. And yeah, he does. He's going to be a great fit in there. Yes, I agree. I like that tag team with him and Davis.
Ooh, yeah.
What about him and Brian Cage, though? I'd like that one, too. Because they both got pretty good physiques. He's not as ripped as Brian Cage, but who the fuck is? But, he's fucking swole. He's big like him.
A fun tag team that I saw him in DPW I didn't know I needed. Him and Mordos teamed up once.
That'd be fun.
It was the craziest thing. Because he just would throw Mordos into people. He'd whip him into people. Mordos would, gore that.
Oh, okay.
If they can run that back on television, I think people would be so happy. And
it'd be entertaining.
And I think Jake Doyle, he's another one that has so much charisma, and he can hit hard.
Mm-hmm. He can wrestle stiff. Yeah, for sure.
You've been to indie shows when you're only a couple rows back. You can hear when it's meat versus slap.
Oh yeah.
And then speaking of Mordos
Steve.
and SAMI lost the Ring of Honor tag team titles last night at CMLL to El Sky Team. So Mystico is now 4 belts. Mystico.
I did see that he has 4 championships now.
Davis
Man.
Cage and team anyway. Whew.
Well, I'm glad I
These are
predicted
some
them.
beats.
Yeah, and I'm glad I predicted El Sky Team for my predictions, especially after winning
Me too.
Ring of Honor now, because that Mystico song is definitely playing twice.
I mean, he was like ore farming, as Cam says, he was ore farming the song today. And,
That San Jose is going to be rocking. True.
Him and Bailey have good chemistry, so I like that.
Mm-hmm.
Mystico is basically just he's conglomerating on his own. He's teamed with Dorado.
Whoever.
He's teamed with El Desperado in New Japan. So I just love that he's like, I just want to wrestle, man. Like, I'm happy. I want to see you wrestle.
Yeah. Yeah. I like it as well. And good for him. I'm glad to see him having all the success he's
an action
had.
figure of an action. That's so perfectly said.
Like old school fucking He-Man almost. like
surprised
the
he doesn't
real old school He-Man, like when I was a kid, and like this had been
days, right?
80. Well, no, like before that.
Oh, before that.
Yeah, Masters of the Universe and all that hadn't even came out yet.
Okay.
I'm talking when I was, we're talking 81, 82. You know what I mean? He-Man cartoon, and they got the action figures and all that, and they're, just jacked. So he would have been, that was Brian Cage, man. Slap the little V, X thing or whatever on him like He-Man wears. There it is.
And he's doing, from what I saw, bodybuilding competitions now, so he's cutting his fat out, so he's only going to get leaner, so that's terrifying.
and Melissa's all into that as well. I know she does all the competitions as well, because I think she's having some success at it as well. I mean, I've seen some stuff. She looks good.
And she's had kids, and she's going out there killing it. Like, I can't imagine my dad being Brian Cage and Melissa, because, like, just two brick shit houses of human beings that could just wreck anyone.
Yeah,
But they're nicest people.
I was going to say, I had nothing but good interactions with Brian when he was on the cruises. I had nothing but good interactions. And, I heard some people were kind of bitching, and it was like, well, when did you try to communicate with them? And I heard 2 people mention something about on the way to the gym. And I'm like, well, you committed one of the literally ultimate no-nos, because you're talking about trying to interact with somebody like Brian Cage, who literally is a body guy who takes that very, very seriously and has worked at it for years. Of course he doesn't want to fucking talk to you when he's ready for gym mode. He's getting locked the fuck in to do his workout, He
was in the gym a lot, because I didn't go in the gym, but like
once a day for sure.
Like where we had to go was like by the gym every day. Obviously, when we go to the deck, and I just always see him walk out, because I think he had a room on our floor, because he'd always go down the same stairwell I went down. Obviously, I don't know. I didn't follow him, but obviously that's not that I'm going to talk to him. He, like you said, he blown up from his workout. He's going to his room to do whatever. I ran into him. I was like, he was in the atrium where the Guardians play, and he was just kind of chilling. And I grabbed a drink and walked by, and he just did the head nod and talked to him. Yep. Super nice dude. But yeah, like you said, it's how you approach him.
Caught him on the pool deck a few times. Like you said, I did kind of pass him, like that. Hey, man, what's going on? Hey, nothing, man. You having a good time? Hell yeah. All right. That type shit. That's all I need.
Yeah, I'm not trying to piss him off. That guy can bench press me.
I'd like to stay on the ship.
Yeah, right. I don't want to get yeeted out into the Atlantic.
Because he could.
But yeah, I thought that was pretty interesting that, SAMI and, Mordos lost their titles. That adds some wrinkles. And it's just crazy how we record our predictions on Friday. A taped collision happens, and we're like, and this card's already changed in a good way. I don't know. It's crazy how it all kind of hit. And I think they did a great job with their go-home shows, so I'm kind of more excited for the pay-per-view than I already was, if that makes any sense, because I feel like they hit it out of the park for these.
No, it does make sense, because, well, like we've talked about before, it's making these things try to mean something, like they always talk about. How are you going to make this meaningful to me to where I care about it and want to watch it? Yeah, visa issues are definitely always in the way.
Yeah, and I wonder if that's why. I wonder if Mordos can't, because again, I only ever worked at the Center. I never worked at the Visa Center, but I always knew people who worked when I lived in New Hampshire who worked at the Visa Center who did a lot of these processing. I would just hear some of the paperwork they would tell these, like, oh, I told them how to fill this. I can't imagine trying to navigate, hey, I need you to wrestle in this country, then this country, then this country, because even traveling seems difficult. I can imagine, I'm sure, working.
Yeah.
So
I miss Hechicero. Yeah, I miss Hechicero. I need him.
Yeah, I know he's stuck in.
I need the alchemist of the ring, baby. One of the great fucking names out there. Him and the Messiah of the Backbreaker are two of my faves. So
Messiah of the Backbreaker.
You got it.
But another quick
which we can mention that too, since we got that as the Ops versus Conglomeration to open the night in that trios.
Hook also doing his best Lex Luger because he was on GCW tonight wrestling, and he was also on Collision.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
But yeah, a little bit of tension. Shibata and Bowens kind of have an inadvertent contact, and then Hook kind of gets in. Hook and Shibata look kind of pissed at Bowens, so lots of tension there. And again, every time Joe leaves, Hook kind of fucks up. So like, there's tension there, and then the Conglomeration looking strong. Orange Cassidy looks great. Obviously your favorite,
Messiah of the Backbreaker.
Having his veteran ring presence, throwing people, getting Orange in the right spot. Kyle O'Reilly hitting moves. It was just great. It was like, okay, Orange, we're going to be the veterans in this match. Stand here, get ready for the Orange Punch. I like that they choreographed it without choreographing it, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
And I'm excited to see how they do in the cage because their chemistry since they've been a trio has been phenomenal, and they finally defended the stupid titles.
Right. Well, and you got a good mix there because you got two very intense wrestlers in Roddy and Kyle O'Reilly.
Steve.
Yeah, that would suck. But you know what I mean? You got two very intense wrestlers, and then you have the laid back, sloth style. So I really like it because like I've talked about with them, I enjoy when Roddy and Orange are together because, Roddy's fucking amped the whole match and going hard and, this and that. And then he uses... Yeah, and then he, uses Orange to throw him around for moves, and Orange is like, yep, let's do this. Okay, I'll just sit here with my hands in my pockets. Go ahead, body slam me, throw me into the corner. I enjoy all that. Backpacks, all that. It's good stuff.
I know, I can't wait. I hope this Sunday Roddy actually finally puts it in the backpack. I hope Takeshita has an international. I hope they all have their matching backpacks.
I think they will because they
were teasing it.
That's where I'm going with that too. Is that they were throwing it out there? Hey, he's got his backpack. We all got our backpacks. So yeah, I can definitely see the backpacks, and maybe some people that don't have championships have some goodies in their backpacks. It is cage
like
match.
Weapons. Ooh.
Maybe we get those tax Rachel was trying to talk about.
I hope she does. I hope Rachel gets her tax in this match because
I like tax.
So happy.
I like tax too. So.
We were saying on the episode we recorded earlier this weekend how I loved how Kenny pulled out Mbop last year's cage for the Bucks. So, like, do we kind of get another funny spot? I could see something like that happening.
It's possible, yes.
Also, here's some tinfoil that's not really a storyline, but I thought that I had. Orange Cassidy has, dabbled in the producing agent work, and because I've always said when he's done, he's got such great wrestling mind. He's going to be an agent. He famously helped book his own Priscilla Kelly match where they swapped gimmicks. He's helped book some matches before.
Mm-hmm.
Is he helping Leo Rush behind the scenes? We just don't know yet. I feel like he teased Leo Rush last week when he was like, he wasn't even around. He was just like, it's fine. Is he maybe working with him behind the scenes? Kind of help? Because, if anyone knows character work and kind of what works for the AEW crowd, I wonder if he's helping him behind the scenes, and that's why he's working with him on TV to kind of see what it's about.
Well, I think he's trying to elevate it, too, as well, because I've liked it. I've seen Leo when he just came in, like, Ring of Honor, and he was just a small, little high-flying guy. Couldn't really talk. You know what I mean? Didn't really have a character besides just kind of trying to be
and wrestle.
well, be cocky, and then you're athletic, and you can do all this stuff. So he was just kind of like, hey, here I am, here it is. There was nothing really more to it. So I like it. That'd be great if he did. Why not?
I would love Steve. Yes,
he could freak somebody out trying to do something for sure. Come out of nowhere and have his black goo coming out, and it's fine. It's fine. You know what I mean? But I enjoy it, and I'm glad that he's brought this back to AEW, so to speak, because
Yeah, he tested it in New Japan. It was
well, that's where I think he had it beforehand. Then he kind of dialed it in New Japan, and then now he brought it back because I feel like he needed it. He needed something to separate himself besides just being athletic, and a smaller guy that can do a lot of cool shit. You got to differentiate. There's a lot of guys who are that. I need somebody that has something else. What's your other it factor?
I mean, even
Messiah of the fabric.
he developed a personality with Adam. He just came in there. He's like, I'm Roderick fucking Strong.
Yep. That's
He's
all he
developed
ever
that
has been.
personality now.
It's all he's ever been for the most part. He's done some comedy stuff here more recently, and some different stuff how long did he fucking wear the neck brace?
Yeah.
And stuff like that. He's taking a chance there because that, is not really who his character is. So
I think he's letting his real self, his real humor bleed in, because I watched a shoot interview of Roderick Strong years and years ago when I did my first deep dive. When he showed up at NXT, I was like, I need to know who this man is. I don't remember seeing him in Ring of Honor. And then, of course, I did when I watched a compilation of him just breaking backs everywhere.
Yep.
Just
Backbreaker.
oh my God, it's him. It's Roderick. It's just because it didn't click right away. And then I was like, oh. So it's nice to see, the real him, because I saw him in an interview. He was ribbing Bobby Fish, and he was ribbing Adam Cole, and he said something about Adam Cole. And he's like, yeah, he's probably back there playing Tetris on the Game Boy. Just being completely
right.
And it was just the way I'm like, wait, this is Roderick Strong? What the hell?
Yeah.
So I think some of the real hymns bled through, and I love it.
Yeah. My only downside thing for any Roddy stuff was that he got hurt with AJ. He was one of the Styles Clash guys that didn't do it the right way, and I always hate that because two guys I really enjoy and like their work, and I hated that they had beef for a little bit, I guess, so to speak, and it was like, man, it was your fault. I watched it many times. You took it wrong. It wasn't, you know what I mean? It sucks that it had to happen.
He started
but
doing the Styles Clash. You could tell who understood it and who. And I think he remember when James Ellsworth kind of did the same thing, spiked himself.
Tucked wrong to where it spiked himself when really all it was a front bump, man. Everybody's like, oh, that's one of the easy bumps. I've heard a lot of people defend that. So
I look at it as I know exactly what you're talking about. I don't think AJ was in the wrong there. I think I agree. I think right, and it happens. And sometimes pride. I can see pride and egos getting in the way.
Yeah, I think it's all good, but I think there was a little bit of animosity there for a little while, which I get. I mean, it's a business. Everybody's trying to do good, but you're looking out for a guy, and all that goodies. So
Kyle Fletcher reminds me of Bullseye. I haven't seen Bullseye I haven't seen the new Daredevil series. I remember Bullseye as
I haven't either.
Colin Farrell in the old movie.
Yeah, it was.
Daredevil's one of those series I need to watch. It's been on my list forever, but I haven't sat down and all right, let me dedicate.
I'm sorry, Avatar: The Last Airbender season 2 just came out, so I'm trying to watch that because I couldn't. So for me right now, that's on my high on my list. Oh yeah, they're on season 2. It's on Netflix, so cheap pop for Netflix.
But yeah, I am really excited to also kind of talk quickly about Kevin Knight and the Rascals, because kind of what I wanted to mention was Kevin Knight and the Rascals have kind of become the new Collision cowboys. The Rascals wrestling every Saturday has been awesome. We've seen trios, and now we've seen both Myron Reed and Desmond Xavier get TNT title shots. Both showed out. Desmond Xavier tonight showing his crazy athleticism. Kevin Knight just being dominant. But I just loved it because they didn't completely bury Desmond. They let him show off. They let him show his skills. Let him show that he belonged to hang, but also made Kevin look good too. So I thought it's nice to see the TNT title being used the right way again.
Well, it's that workmanship title that we talked about. I mean, it's supposed to help build the championship with the person having it, as well as building the people that are wrestling for it and chasing it. That's the point, And I was glad to see Desmond Xavier get to have this chance because it definitely got him some more exposure and Also got to show off some of his experience for not being a super old guy, but having, wrestling experience. He got to kind of showcase that too. So I think it was great, and I could definitely see him getting some more singles matches in the future because of it.
I agree with Steve here. This is why Kevin is perfect for the TNT title. Yeah, exactly. He's the way that he can work off the Rascals. Like, they both have that high flying aerial style, but technical. Like, they don't just jump and throw themselves. Like, you'll hit a sky.
Not the whole time, but it's also, this is, in my opinion, maybe a transition period with that championship. And I don't mean that as in a negative way or anything like that. I mean that as in you have a different style of wrestler as the champion now. We haven't really had that.
Strong style, yeah.
Yes, now we have more of a high-flying based character that, is the champion. And we really, to my knowledge, haven't really had that. Where they're based, like, hey, your main moveset, if you had to characterize, Kevin Knight would be, oh yeah, he's a high flyer. I mean, look at his finisher, look at some of his moveset, some of his signature moves. They're all predominantly high flying. Yeah, you can do them to anybody, but they're predominantly still high flying, high risk, whatever you'd like to call it.
That's kind of like, I really want to see Speedball eventually get the title off of Kevin, to be the one to take it off Kevin. Because then you can have someone who can be a striker and be use submissions, kind of, again, have that different style. So I kind of like that. I kind of like that because as much as it sucked Fletcher having to relinquish the title, I think it was kind of a blessing in disguise. Because I don't think he needed that second run.
Right.
I think now he should be more focused getting into the main title picture. And I love that we also had another Ring of Honor. This has been kind of a Ring of Honor love letter night because, Ricochet, after his loss, was like, I need some direction, I need some gold, the demand too. And then Lethal Twist walks by. Jay Lethal and Ricochet kind of banter back and forth and liking each other's haircuts, which is weird, asking how long it took to shave their head. And
how often they do. I heard that. How often do you do it?
And then it seems like we got some commingling there. Two bald heels kind of in the hunt for gold. I like that. Lee Moriarty, you got Blake Christensen, you got Jay Lethal, you got the Demand, Ricochet. It seems like it's an interesting pairing, so I'm just curious where you think Ricochet kind of goes from here.
Oh, like I said, I've been really high on him again here recently. I think he definitely is going to have to be in some pictures here coming up real soon. Because I think they need to kind of strike while iron's hot. The Demand have been on television a lot. I mean, I feel like maybe they could get a trios run or something, possibly. I mean, we got the conglomeration kind of having this fun run right now. Maybe we could have somebody like the Demand get it to where we're not occupying maybe a singles and like a tag championship with them, but hey, just give them that trios and maybe they can kind of wrestle for that more often. Because the conglomeration is so big and seem to be kind of involved in too much, I guess.
Yeah.
Like you said, actual defense tonight. That's what I mean with that. If we're talking about actual defense, let's get a trio that's gonna, kind of like that little House of Black run or something, a little callback there. That little run they had where it was super popular. They were over, and everything else, and they were appearing all the time. And they seemed to have quite a few matches. So I could see that.
I would love if Collision was the trios titles and the TNT titles being the main titles of focus. I think that's perfectly fine. You could build an identity for Collision. Like, have the Bang Bang Gang be in a trios feud with the Rascals if they're not going to do that right. I think, you have so much potential. Maybe even merge them and get Dalton Castle and the Outrunners. Have them be the trios. Like, I'd love to see one set have maybe them run through a little bit. Like, have fun. Like, I think there's
at least bring them up. Yeah, but at least it would give the opportunity to have these weekly matches where like we talked about, maybe the trios could finally turn into a workman style championship to help build multiple talents at once, especially when maybe they're not involved in more major storylines. I mean, why not? I can stand a hot shot on the trios if, we won it for, 5 weeks and we lost it. And then this team kept it for 7 weeks and lost it. And that's what I mean, as long as it's being on the regular. Because, like I said, I always feel like that needs to be involved and needs to be more prestigious because it gets so many more talent on the shows. And that's one of my things I always want to say is I want more talent on the show, and I want it to keep building because no matter what company it is, that roster needs to keep building and improving and being viable.
I agree. And I agree with Steve.
Yes, see, that's what I'm saying.
You know, one of my big complaints has always been, we'll have so many multi-man matches, but they're not trios or trios titles.
Yes, why? Why not?
Just make, no offense, swap those out. Give that to, like, I think there's a plan of action. I mean, I have faith that they'll pivot. That's just the only downside. I feel like when there's a good tag team program, the trios kind of suffer. I mean, it kind of sucks, but...
Yes, it's kind of compartmentalized a little bit at times because something will lack where it's like you said, and that's what gets me the most. Like you said, exactly. How are you going to have 3 6-man tag matches, but there's no trios? Like, that's just...
Yeah, exactly. Number one contenders, you can do those matches that way.
That's easy. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, and I think, I think there's, plenty of good. And I think kind of to end tonight, I had a couple questions, mainly one, but who do you think right now, 6 months in, so we're almost at the halfway point, who do you think is Wrestler of the Year right now for men, and who do you think Wrestler of the Year right now for women? I'm just curious to get your thoughts on that.
Okay. Well, let me think about that for a second.
You guys in the comments as well. Who do you think, men?
Yes, definitely comments. I kind of looking at who we got, just with some of the matches and whatnot. I think John Moxley has to be in that category for men right now, AEW wise at least. That's kind of where I'm at. Yeah, I'm gonna have to go with Steve. Thekla's definitely up there. Let's see.
Because I'm thinking MJF for men. I'm thinking MJF.
He's got to be up there as well. Yeah, I mean, he's definitely got to be up there.
Darby, I think, can be in conversation.
Yeah, he could have been.
But
I guess I need to see what happens his next couple months now that he's out of the championship. And then I was going to say, yeah, I think Kevin has to be up there. So I'm going to say those 3. Yeah, and Andrade's been killing it, but I think it's the same way with him. I need to see the next couple months. I think to get him in that conversation maybe a hair more for me. So Darby, definitely because of that championship run and some different thing like that. Yeah, Ospreay's going to definitely be up there by the end of this year. Yes, 100%. Okay, women now. Thekla.
Yeah, I know Steve said Thekla. I agree with that.
Has to be.
Mercedes, I think, is making a case already.
She's definitely, and I think hers is the same way. This next couple months is really going to show yes or no. I think Marina Shafir has been kind of a unheralded, maybe not in the conversation because she doesn't wrestle as much, but as far as being a part of the show and being a part of the daily stuff, she's in everything. And the Death Riders are in everything. So she's a part of it. So she has to kind of be, I think, factored into that equation in some ways.
I think it's going to definitely, it depends how this run goes, she'd get a breakup at the end of the year.
That's another one. Yeah, she would be another one, I guess. So, yeah, I would stick with those for me.
Yeah, I would agree. And then my last one, right now I know it's hard to say, before tomorrow, so obviously because things could change. Is there a match you guys think? Because I have one specific match for me. Is there a match of the year you guys have in the comments, or Jeff? Is there a particular this is my match of the year?
I have one in my mind, but I'm trying to think of where it was, which one it was. Go ahead and go first, because I'm thinking here.
I'm thinking Okada, Tanahashi, Wrestle Kingdom. I still think has yet to be beat as match of the year. I think that to me has just been. Other than that, I think the Bucks and FTR at Double or Nothing.
Okay.
No, sorry, not Double or Nothing. Revolution, excuse me. Revolution when they were in LA.
Okay.
I think those are my 2 right now that I'm leaning on.
Okay.
Divine Dominion is the greatest tag team. I do like Divine Dominion. I think they're having a hell of a run. Ospreay versus Swerve is going to. Yeah, I think that's going to.
That's going to definitely be a great one. Oh yeah.
2024, there's match was up there.
I think the build up for us all for Takeshita Okada was good. I'm not going to say maybe that's a match of the year, but like
it was really good.
Get good match, but getting it like that build up, getting the match was fun. Because everybody getting called bitch all the time, everything else, and that's when he was starting to hit his stride again. So I mean, Okada definitely had a little bit of maybe say in a few things here recently too. He's kind of fell off, I guess, a little bit here recently, but I mean, some of his matches, if you count maybe the last couple matches of last year with this year, Okada's had some really great matches as well.
I agree with Steve. I think you want to talk for that on 100%. 100%. I could see Andrade. Yeah, he's making a case too. If he has a strong finish to this year.
Yeah, he's looked good.
And then I guess we already kind of answered that question. I was going to say, what do you think will be match of the night tomorrow? But instead of that, I'm going to kind of pivot. Who do you think tomorrow is going to surprise that maybe you have not, I want to say low expectations, but who do you think could be like surprise of the night tomorrow? Like, I'm curious, like, who you think maybe will overperform tomorrow? Because I feel like this card feels different. It feels special. I'm just curious.
Overperformance. I think people are gonna. I don't think people are sleeping on this match per se, but that Shota Pac match could have some fire to it, and I think maybe that one is being overshadowed by some of the other stuff. I mean, it's going to be tough to top. I think the Will Swerve match. I think that's going to definitely be really high up there. But then, like I said at the prediction show, can't forget about Kenny Omega and Zack Sabre Jr. either. But I think that's definitely going to be up there. And then I'm going to also throw out for my ladies that Thekla Starlight Kid.
I was just thinking. I'm
looking for that.
Yeah. I had Mox and Bandito. I think I don't know.
That's going to be fun. That's going to be fun as well.
I think Bandito, Southern California, on the big stage again. I don't know. Just like Mystico's going to have such a good night. But I really think, I don't know. I feel Bandito winning the title here. I don't know why.
Hey, I picked my winner. I got a winner from every company, so in my predictions, so I make sure to do
you're
that.
You're clean sweep again. I know it. I went too much with my heart. You're clean sweeping.
I hope so, man. I'd like to.
No, I hope you do too, because I think I might run the T-shirt again. I think
you should. Why not?
Either
that or
a T-shirt out of it. I like it, so maybe I'll run the T-shirt thing again. That's why I have tiebreakers. If not, I'll spin a wheel. I can spin.
Well, maybe some of them new stickers maybe could be a little sticker pack as a little prize or something. I think you got 3 different ones right now.
Also,
that could be a little
here's
cool.
An exclusive. How about a Mystico keychain?
There you go. Sticker pack with a Mystico keychain. Could start being a little prize pack.
I was going to say, yeah, maybe we can do that. So, I found a way to have the timer set to make sure it turns off by 6:30 p.m. Sunday night. Make sure to get your entries in if you haven't. We have 22 as of checking today. So get those predictions in. Win a little prize pack. Maybe we'll have a grand prize too. Who knows? Like Jeff inspired some more ideas.
Oh, yeah.
But I want to thank everyone so much again for tuning in when we do these prediction shows, when we do these Saturday night wrap-ups, or any of the episodes we drop, or the vlogs. Appreciate everyone. We always love to extend to the cruise community. If you're ever on the cruise, find us. Come talk to us. We're always you're either going to see Jeff with a red hat, or you're going to see me walking around somewhere. Come say hi to us. Love to get to know you. Love to talk wrestling. We love the community, so we want to say thank you. Hope everyone has a great summer. Have a safe 4th of July.
Yep.
And we will see you next Saturday at 11 o'clock. And we'll talk probably some fallout of Forbidden Door, but maybe some fallout of Dynamite as well. So,
yes.
Thanks everyone so much. Have a great night. Stay safe. Remember, always
keep the kayfabe. See y'all.
must bid you adieu, goodbye, and good night. But again, thank you for partying with us. But it's getting late. I must bid you adieu. So from King Omega and the whole, goodbye and good night. Goodbye and good night.